He never said, "I love you." She never needed him to. But now, as Alzheimer's erases her memory day by day, he's running out of time to make her remember what his silence always meant. The cruelest part? She'll forget the scruffy carpenter who saved her from heartbreak. She'll forget their first kiss, their wedding, the home they'll never build. And one day, she'll look at him like a stranger and call him by another man's name. This is the story of a love so fierce it refuses to let go, even when the person you're holding has already forgotten how to hold you back. Before we dive into this heartbreaking journey, hit subscribe so you never miss another Asian romance that hits this hard. If you're ready, let's begin. The movie opens with Soo-jin, a 27-year-old fashion designer waiting at the train station for her lover. She had run away from home to elope with him. Young-min, her colleague, is married, and neither her parents nor anyone around her approves of her choice. However, he fails to show up, leaving Soo-jin heartbroken and humiliated. Feeling foolish, she heads back home but stops at a convenience store for a Coke. After grabbing it, she leaves only to realize she forgot her drink. She turns around and heads back, where she bumps into a scruffy man at the entrance holding a Coke. Seeing the counter empty, Soo-jin assumes he must have taken it. Without hesitation, she grabs the can, opens it, and drinks it down in one go, belching loudly before leaving him with the empty can. She walks away, coldly. The man, unfazed, can't help but chuckle at the drama. Later, Soo-jin realizes she's also left her wallet at the store. Frustrated, she returns to retrieve it. The cashier hands over both her wallet and the Coke, and Soo-jin realizes the mistake she made earlier. She tries to find the young man to apologize, but he's already gone. After returning home, Soo-jin has dinner with her family. It's a quiet, awkward meal, but things soon return to normal. As the family moves on, Soo-jin, being a daddy's girl, receives his forgiveness. One day, Soo-jin accompanies her father to a construction site. While waiting in the car, she's stunned to see the same man from the convenience store, Choi Chul-soo. Chul-soo works on the site as a carpenter, but he's also studying architecture. Despite his knowledge, no one takes him seriously, and it annoys him. Soo-jin is surprised and pleased to see him again, although he doesn't notice her. Meanwhile, Soo-jin starts life fresh with a new job at a male fashion company. Her first day is awkward, but she soon begins to blend in. One day, the company urgently needs someone to reconstruct a space on short notice. Soo-jin calls her father for help. He quickly sends someone over, none other than Chul-soo. Soo-jin, embarrassed by their first encounter, quickly turns away upon seeing him. She hides in a corner while her colleague speaks with Chul-soo. Later, Soo-jin goes to the vending machine for a Coke. As she sits debating whether she should apologize to Chul-soo for the awkwardness between them, he suddenly appears. He takes the Coke from her hand, opens it, and drinks it down in one go, belching loudly, just as she did before. He leaves her with the empty can. Now, they're even. Soo-jin can't help but be amused by this man who continues to puzzle and intrigue her. While heading home, Chul-soo offers Soo-jin a ride, but she declines, opting for a taxi. While waiting for one, a thief on a motorcycle zooms by and snatches her bag. Chul-soo, noticing the thief in his side mirror, opens his car door just in time to cause a collision, sending the thief crashing. He walks toward him, but the thief quickly gets up and escapes, stumbling from the impact. Soo-jin laughs at the scene as the man keeps staggering and falling. He helps Soo-jin pick up the items in her bag and fixes the handle. Soo-jin, still a little embarrassed, finally agrees to let him give her a ride. His car, filled with work tools, is a mess, but Soo-jin squeezes herself into the passenger seat. With the car door knocked off and the windshield shattered, the wind rushes in. As the wind intensifies, making it difficult to keep their eyes open, Chul-soo puts on goggles, while he dons Soo-jin with an old oversized helmet. Yet she doesn't mind and even enjoys the ride. There's something about this scruffy man who seems indifferent to the world that pulls her in. From that day, Soo-jin starts frequenting the road near Chul-soo's construction site, pretending to run into him by chance. One evening, she and 3 colleagues pass by an open bar where Chul-soo is eating with his colleagues. She hopes they'll stop or greet them, but Chul-soo doesn't notice them. She returns with her colleagues to say hello, and the men eagerly usher them to a seat. Soon, Chul-soo and Soo-jin become lost in a moment, ignoring everyone else around them. As the night winds down, the group leaves, and Soo-jin and Chul-soo finally get some privacy. They share a passionate kiss, marking the beginning of their love story. Like all couples in love, they begin to spend more time together, strolling the streets, playing baseball, and relaxing with games. When Chul-soo has a defense at school, Soo-jin takes it upon herself to make him a suit, sewing love into every stitch. She not only makes him the suit, but also waits for him to finish. One day, while visiting Chul-soo's disheveled apartment, Soo-jin's curiosity gets the best of her. She starts exploring, touching things and asking questions. When she tries to open a particular drawer, Chul-soo stops her, telling her not to. As their relationship deepens, Soo-jin begins to think about marriage and suggests he meet her parents. However, Chul-soo refuses, thinking it's unnecessary. Soo-jin questions his love for her, but Chul-soo hesitates. He worries that their passion may not last. The whole idea of commitment scares him, but Soo-jin remains optimistic, believing that love can overcome any obstacle. Despite Chul-soo's objections, Soo-jin secretly arranges a meeting with her parents. When her family arrives, her father is shocked to find that the person his daughter is dating is Chul-soo, the short-tempered carpenter from his construction site. The tension is palpable. Chul-soo's lower class and fiery temperament make her father worried. Soo-jin, unable to handle the tense atmosphere, excuses herself to the restroom, leaving them in uncomfortable silence. Chul-soo, sensing the rejection, prepares to leave, but Soo-jin's mother implores him to wait for her to return. Moments later, Soo-jin's sister steps out to check on her, only to scream upon finding her unconscious in the rain. Chul-soo rushes to her side and lifts her into his arms and rushes her to the hospital. The doctor confirms that Soo-jin fainted from stress and that a good night's sleep will restore her health. When Soo-jin wakes up, she sees Chul-soo and hugs him tightly. Her father watches helplessly as his love-struck daughter embraces the man he never thought was worthy of her. Seeing how much Soo-jin loves Chul-soo, her father has no choice but to accept their relationship. The two lovebirds finally marry and begin their new life together. A few months later, Chul-soo, now a certified architect, secures a multi-million contract which leads to him opening his own office. Life has improved, and the future looks brighter. However, as time passes, Soo-jin's forgetfulness becomes a growing concern. In one instance, a fire nearly breaks out because she forgot to turn off the stove. Though Chul-soo manages to extinguish it in time, the incident, along with other similar cases, prompts them to seek medical counsel. One day, as Soo-jin returns home, she almost believes her memory has failed her and made her enter the wrong house. But then, Chul-soo appears, and she smiles with relief. He has given the kitchen a makeover, installing an electric-timed stove to prevent any accident in case she forgets. Soo-jin is grateful beyond words. With the newfound financial security, Chul-soo and Soo-jin begin planning their dream home in a stunning landscape. Chul-soo starts designing it with Soo-jin's input. Unbeknownst to them, an unseen circumstance is on its way to whisk the money away. One day, while Chul-soo and his colleagues are celebrating his new office, his estranged mother unexpectedly shows up, ruining the moment. She's a drug addict who abandoned Chul-soo when he was young, leaving him with an old, bitter man. Now, she's back, begging for money to pay off a loan she owes to dangerous triad members threatening her life. Chul-soo is livid and tells her to leave. She had never cared for him, but now that he's successful, she appears. He tells her to go away, reminding her how she left him in misery. His mother leaves, cursing him and vowing he will regret it when they find her dead. Her appearance reveals why Chul-soo struggles to express his emotions. His past, shaped by abandonment, has left him with an avoidant attachment style. His anger simmers, and his emotional wall deepens. A wall that only Soo-jin is breaking down bit by bit. The following day, Chul-soo takes Soo-jin to meet the old man who raised him, a carpenter who taught Chul-soo the craft. While Chul-soo steps away, the old man speaks of Chul-soo's mother, revealing that Soo-jin had been made to believe she was dead. The old man shakes his head in pity, admitting that he still hasn't forgiven her. Later that night, Soo-jin sneaks out of bed, her curiosity piqued. She goes through Chul-soo's drawers, eventually finding a photograph of him as a baby with his mother. She also stumbles across a paper revealing his mother's debt. The next day, Soo-jin brings up the topic, but Chul-soo is adamant. She advises him to forgive her and help clear his mother's debt, an amount that would wipe out all the money they had saved for their new home. Chul-soo's anger explodes, and in his rage, he breaks a glass. His emotions overwhelm him, causing Soo-jin to cry. He tells her to stop, crying there's nothing to cry about. He's already cried all his tears the day she abandoned him. Amidst her tears, Soo-jin gently holds his hand, wiping the blood from his palm. She speaks softly, telling him that she understands how he feels. She knows forgiveness is hard, but holding on to hate will only hurt him. Chul-soo finally listens to Soo-jin and uses all his savings to pay off his mother's gambling debts. As a result, they go completely bankrupt. Yet Soo-jin feels no regret at all. Instead, she comforts Chul-soo, who is overwhelmed with regret, using humor to lighten the mood. She promises to be the provider for now, starting by paying for their meals. Chul-soo hugs her tightly. Lately, Soo-jin has been forgetting the way home. When she mentions it to her colleagues, they brush it off, teasing her for being too love-struck to think straight. One night, as she reaches her doorstep, she's struck by confusion, unable to understand why she's there. It's not until she opens the door and sees the familiar setup inside, Chul-soo, that she smiles in relief. The following day, Soo-jin arrives at work to find that her ex-lover, Young-min, has been transferred to her branch. He'll be working alongside her. Soo-jin doesn't know how to react. Later that day, she visits her doctor to get the results of her recent tests. The doctor hesitates before delivering the news. Soo-jin has early-onset Alzheimer's disease, and it's at a critical stage. There's no cure, only medication to delay symptoms, but over time, she'll forget everything, even basic self-care starting from her most recent memory. The news leaves Soo-jin devastated, her future crumbling before her eyes. Yet, despite feeling overwhelmed, she decides not to tell her family. She isn't ready, and she doesn't know what to do next. Determined to avoid getting lost and to spend as much time as possible with Chul-soo while she still has her memory, Soo-jin contemplates quitting her job and staying home. She starts drawing Chul-soo in her notebook every day to ensure she remembers him. Later, when Soo-jin suddenly mentions quitting her job, Chul-soo assumes it's because she's tired of working. He tells her she doesn't have to work if she doesn't want to, as he can support the family on his own. In the moment, Soo-jin remembers that this sweetness will be lost soon, making her emotional. She slips into the bathroom to cry, hoping he won't notice her breaking apart. Though Chul-soo senses something's off, he doesn't press her for details. One morning, Soo-jin, having quit her job, wakes early to prepare a sumptuous meal for Chul-soo to take to work. He is excited to have her pack lunch for him for the first time. During lunch, his co-workers excitedly hail him, and he beams with pride. But as he opens the lunch boxes, expecting a loving meal, he finds them filled with nothing but rice. A deep unease surges within him. Later, Chul-soo heads to the hospital to learn the outcome of Soo-jin's visits. When he hears the news, fury erupts within him. He attacks the doctor, unable to believe the devastating news. He assumes he must have given a wrong diagnosis. When a nurse informs him that the doctor's right because his wife passed away from the same disease, Chul-soo backs off. Meanwhile, Soo-jin goes to the office to finalize her resignation, only to become disoriented and lost in the crowd. She forgets where she is and even loses the ability to use her phone. A security guard notices her confusion and helps her. Young-min sees her and approaches. Soo-jin, with a smile, assumes she's met someone new. Unaware of her condition, Young-min talks about the past, leaving Soo-jin confused by his words. Just as she regains her memory, she hurries off. After leaving the hospital, Chul-soo immediately calls Soo-jin, but a stranger answers. Panicked, he searches the streets, finally finding her at their usual baseball spot as night falls. Soo-jin, realizing Chul-soo now knows her condition, tells him her memories are slowly fading. She imagines a day when she will forget Chul-soo, and with it, her love for him. Rather than prolong the suffering, she suggests they part ways. Chul-soo's heart aches as she speaks. He promises to stay by her side, vowing to help her remember if she forgets. They will cling to each other, determined to face whatever comes next together. In the days that follow, Chul-soo takes extra steps to ensure Soo-jin's safety, attaching a tag around her neck and covering the house with sticky notes. The morning after Chul-soo leaves for work, Young-min shows up. Soo-jin, still disoriented, invites him in. Chul-soo returns a few minutes later to see Young-min in his house. He's overcome with anger and attacks him. In the chaos, Soo-jin, still holding a kitchen knife, inadvertently cuts Chul-soo's hand while trying to stop the fight. Chul-soo, consumed by jealousy, drags Young-min outside and continues to strike him. Luckily, Soo-jin's parents arrive just in time to prevent a potential tragedy. Soo-jin, who's been watching the chaos, suddenly faints. Soo-jin's father advises Chul-soo to consider divorce. He knows the unbearable toll of the disease's later stages, and even biological parents can't always handle it. Chul-soo is young, and there's no reason for him to waste his life caring for someone who will soon lose all memory and self-care abilities. Despite this, Chul-soo remains resolute. insisting he will stay by her side. At that moment, Soojin wakes and wets herself. The sight breaks everyone, especially her mother, who can't hold back her tears. Chol-soo, frantic, rushes to her, gently guiding her back to the bedroom. As he cleans her up, he breaks down, sobbing silently. After her parents leave, Chol-soo retreats to the basement, working through the night to build a model of their future home. The next day, he shows it to Soojin, hoping to finalize the design while she still has the clarity to express her preferences. She suggests enlarging the windows, and he promises to make the change after work. But as he looks into her eyes, Soojin, out of touch with her memory, calls Young Min's name and declares her love for him. Chol-soo is deeply wounded by her unintentional betrayal. After a long day at work, Chol-soo arrives home to an empty house and a farewell letter resting on the table. In a moment of clarity, Soojin had written him a letter. She apologizes deeply and regrettably for calling him by her ex-lover's name. She recalls all their beautiful moments right from the day they met. She acknowledges Chol-soo's endless love for her, and even though he hasn't told her he loved her, she knows and feels it. Soojin, not wanting to cause him more pain, decides to leave. She begs him to move on and find happiness without her. Chol-soo breaks down, sobbing uncontrollably as he reads the letter. Chol-soo visits Soojin's father, who hands him a divorce letter. Without hesitation, he tears it up, pleading with him to reveal Soojin's whereabouts. He insists he has something important to tell her, or else his life will lose all meaning. Chol-soo rushes to the nursing home, where Soojin sits, but she doesn't recognize him. In an effort to jog her memory, he recreates the moment they first met. Inside, Soojin's parents, her sister, Chol-soo's mother, his father, and the store attendant are all positioned around them. Tears well up in Soojin's eyes as she asks if she's in heaven, and Chol-soo softly tells her yes. With Soojin's memory loss worsening each day, Chol-soo refuses to give up. His love for her remains unshaken. Despite the uncertainty and heartache that lies ahead, he takes her away, determined to face whatever comes together. As they head home, Chol-soo gazes at her and finally says, "I love you." If this story broke you a little, you're not alone. Love like theirs doesn't disappear, even when memories do. If you want more emotional Asian films like this, hit subscribe, drop a comment, and tell me which love story you want next. And if you stayed to the very end, thank you. You're the reason I keep making these recaps. I'll see you in the next one.